Welcome back to Cheche. Today's guest is Senator Bonny from Kakamega. And before the break, you were telling us about your party political identity. Anna from Kitale says, Honorable Khalwale is a heckler for hire. The referendum is led by CORD. You are still a member of the Amani coalition. You're just splitting hairs. And then there's this one. Khalwale is an ethnic chauvinist, period. Let him avoid talking on ethnic lines and talk about Kenyans. This is a leader who is tribalist. The referendum is a Raila game to destabilize the current government. Others in the bandwagon are there to cover up Raila's endgame. We cannot trust you politicians. All these questions, the referendum questions, can be tackled without wasting our resources in a referendum that will take away our gains. So
yes, I sympathize with those sentiments. But as I said earlier on, when you are chatting a new line, there are those who are tempted to call you names, the way the young lady from home in Kitale is doing. But all she has to appreciate is that every community in this country has got its own history. And in politics, young lady, all politics is local. If you expect me to speak against my local community, how on earth would I ever find my way to the national platform in Nairobi? I am supposed not only to speak on their behalf, but they actually elected me to represent them. How do I represent them? Without articulating the issues that I've said earlier on, that obviously are at the bottom of their hearts. The issue of Amani coalition. I know Amani coalition more than you. The truth is, Eugene Wamalwa of Newfort, Kenya, and Musalia Mudavadi of UDF killed Amani coalition deliberately by, after the elections, Eugene led Newfort, Kenya to sign a unilateral agreement with Jubilee. Mudavadi led UDF to sign a unilateral agreement with Jubilee. There is no agreement between Amani coalition that I belong to and Jubilee coalition. And if I'm lying, next time Honorable Eugene is here, Honorable Mudavadi is here, let them table an agreement signed between Amani coalition and Jubilee. They killed that coalition.
So there is no Amani coalition anymore?
It's not there. They killed it. Yeah. And I'm not to blame.
So which coalition do you belong to?
I belong to on paper, to the Amani coalition that I went to the election with. Yes. But in practice,
effectively.
In practice, they are not practicing Amani coalition. They broke it. One went this way, the other went there. In fact, I've forgotten. Judin Moi also signed a unilateral agreement. And I'm glad that the three gentlemen, in fact four, Eugene, Gideon Moi, Mudavadi, and President Uhuru, if they are hearing this, they know I'm speaking nothing but the truth.
What is unilateral about the agreements they signed? They were the leaders of those parties.
Okay, maybe it is the meaning of the word unilateral.
Yes.
What I mean is that then UDF signed in that agreement as UDF working with Jubilee as a party.
And so therefore you should be working with Jubilee as a party because you belong to UDF.
Yes, that is where I should be. But practically, it would be suicidal for me to refuse to listen to the voice of the people. The people on the day of the election on 4th gave Raila Odinga, in the entire Luo community that I come from, 68.9% of the vote cast. Of the balance, Uhuru got 5%. The other one, it was Mudavadi. So Luo has clearly demonstrated that in the absence of Raila, Mudavadi would be the distant, very distant second, and that Uhuru would have no chance. So if I come to Nairobi after they have confided in me, then I betray them. I start working.
Aren't you just confirming, therefore, that you're a political opportunist, you're a turncoat, because you are going by the wind, by the masses, and you cannot provide any different leadership?
Principled leadership.
Exactly. In fact, that is the accusation you'll face. Exactly. That today you'll dance with hyenas, tomorrow you'll be with the wolves, as it pleases you.
Exactly. And I wouldn't mind as long as I am given an opportunity to explain. But now that I have this opportunity for the first time, let me clarify. Consistency is my other name. To this extent, When the election was cast, the team that was told go to State House was the Jubilee team. And the coalition of CORD lost that chance. Amani lost that chance. In parliamentary democracy, the winners sit on the government side, Jubilee. And the losers, in their numbers, there might be 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 parties, they sit on the opposition side. That in spite of pressure from my party leadership, I have refused and I continue sitting on the opposition side. It therefore means I'm the greatest respecter of parliamentary democracy. That is consistency. Had I jumped, people would have said I'm jumping for the goodies that come with now, being a friend of God.
Where questions are raised about your political track is, look, before the elections, you were on the other side with Musalia. You were #1 champion, promoter of Musalia's presidency, a presidential bid.
And actually, the last time we had you on this show, the first time we had you on this show, you were defending yourself against charges of having criticized Musalia and then rallied to his side.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And you were his champion.
Yes.
He lost the election. You deserted him and went to his opponent, whom you are at the high table with, very happy.
Exactly.
So people will say, where next will be your home?
Yes, so let's use English words carefully. I did not desert him. He deserted the people. He deserted the people and went to Jubilee. The people gave Jubilee only 5%. So he deserted the people. And because I am with the people, and I was not the big presidential candidate, people are saying, this guy is a gadfly, he's just irritating, and so on. The truth is, the people were abandoned. If anything, I'm the nice younger brother who has been left with the sheep when the elder brother has taken off to go and eat kwabas and whatever it is with other people and the sheep.
Would it have been loyal, more practical, in fact, a matter of consistency, to remain with the flock that you led to Musalia?
Yes.
Rather than abandon that flock and run to his opponent?
No.
Following your own rationale.
The flock
the flock that voted for Musalia is feeling abandoned, and you're the one who asked them to go to Musalia.
And I'll tell you the truth about that flock.
Yes.
Okay? That flock spoke on 4th.
Yes.
We thought we were leading them to the right pasture.
Yes.
And they said, we are your flock. But the pasture you are leading to us to, we don't want. So what did they do? They gave me 250,000 votes and gave Mudavadi only 140,000 votes. They were telling me, and then they went on and gave Raila 330,000 votes.
Dr. Khalwale, would it be right to say then that you seem to be preparing yourself for future political ambitions? You talk as if you're preparing to run for president. Am I right in that assessment?
Yeah, the decision to run for president is very easy to make. And I should not apologize if that is the perception that I'm creating. For the reason that our father of politics in our community, Masinde Muliro, he told us that if you are a politician and you have no ambition for higher office, you have no business in being in politics. The decision will therefore be very easy to make, because where I am now, there are only 3 decisions I can make. A, either to remain senator, B, to run for governor, C, to run for president. That is very easy to make.
There's the 4th, to abandon politics.
No, I will not abandon politics, because I did not come into the political arena to seek for employment. I came to the political arena for my life to have a meaning.
Okay.
I come from a very stable profession, and
right.
you all know
well, we have just 5 minutes left. Of the 3 options, which are you going to take?
The 3 options that I've said is best, because we are creating a winning team. It's good for me to remain in the winning team, but with those options open. If the winning team finds confidence in me to be the one to lead the team, I'll only be ready and willing. But if there is a reason that somebody else takes the lead, be it Wetangula, Kalonzo Musyoka, Raila Odinga, or anybody else, as a team player, I'll play with that particular team. Because I am with them, having found Wananchi condemned us to the opposition, all of us, and allowed the Jubilee only to go. So we are there to create a team that can remove Jubilee. Jesus, Kenyans can't wait to see a team that can remove Jubilee so that the prices of food can come down, the electricity bills can come down. So that
Let me ask you this.
Yes.
Do you have respect for the president and his deputy? And because I remember one day you were saying, bring me the president, bring me Uhuru. Do you have respect for them?
When I said that bring him, I meant bring him for impeachment.
Yes.
Yes. The Constitution says that if a president fails to perform the way he has consistently demonstrated on matters of insecurity, he's liable to impeachment. So I said that. I was simply saying that I have that role which I'm ready to discharge.
Okay. David, you had a question to ask?
Well, I just wanted to, Khalwale cannot leave this show without speaking to the whole quest for Luya presidency, which he has been a champion of. And when he mentioned the options available, he did not even offer himself, and he did not seem to promote that notion. Is it fizzling out, or it's only current when you are in Western?
Included Raila in it.
Yes. Which four?
You mentioned Kalonzo, you mentioned Raila, you mentioned Wetangula.
Yes.
That does not seem to promote the agenda which I've seen you aggressively do when you are on the ground.
Very true.
Luya unity and Luya presidential ambition.
Yeah, very true. And I want to thankfully say that before I said that, I said if the team decided that I should be the one to lead the pack, I'm ready and willing. So I was counting myself as one of them. However, more importantly, the song of a Luya presidential candidate and Luya unity was easier to sing in the meaning of the old constitution than now. In the old constitution, it was first past the post. But today, we are saying the presidential winner will have to get 50% plus 1 votes cast. Now, if you are in Luya unity, the way I saw my brothers demonstrate in Kitale, it's a good thing, and I support it. But then I followed it quickly by saying, alafu mnaenda wapi? What I meant is, after you have that Luya unity, where are you going to get the balance so as to create 50% plus 1? And this is why I repeat on this camera that it is easier when you have come together as Luyas the way they have done, and I'm supporting it, and I'm part of it. It's easier to move with that unity to where you have a chance to create 50% plus 1. And where is that? That chance is with Kalonzo Musyoka and Raila Odinga, the coastal people and the northeastern people. But our two brothers of Tyrant of Numbers, they have come out very clearly. Makali, please don't have a short memory. They have said they will run for 20 years. Uhuru 10, Ruto 10. So we have no business there. We have to be where we have a chance in the 50% plus 1 scenario.
Why can't you join them?
I was not brought to Nairobi to join people. I was brought to Nairobi. I'm a leader.
Okay, excellent. We've got to wind up now, but very quickly before we go, I'd like to hear from our panelists. Senator Khalwale joined us to make the case for the referendum, and he's outlined the points, the issues. He's also talked about his own political fortunes and ambitions. Do you think, from what we've heard, given that we heard arguments against the referendum last week, do you think this referendum has any chance of success? Mutegi first.
I cannot say whether it has a chance or not. But the way I've taken him is the way people have taken him. He's seen as a person who is promoting ethnicity, tribalism. That's all. But about whether the referendum will go on or not, it cannot be assessed by listening to him only.
All right. David?
I think that when they speak, or when he speaks here, he comes out very clearly on the issues. And those issues cannot be disputed, in my view. They're solid, they're verifiable, and I think they're significant if they're promoted properly within the public, within the arena, because there's opposition to those same issues. However, I do think that the public has not yet absorbed the message or the content of this referendum. And the generalization in the way they have done with the Okoa Kenya signatures, sheet-seeking signatures, does not elaborate issues in the way they're doing when they begin to speak about them. If they did, perhaps they would win some support.
I'm not sure whether I agree with that, because when he talks about poverty or unemployment, Really, this across the country. And employment and poverty is not with those people who are...
The preserve of any one community.
No, of course not.
Right. Sir, in fact, there was a question about that you said quite a bit, but everything seems to be tinged with ethnicity. And so in making the case for the referendum, when you talk about equity and inclusivity, what plans do you have to bring equity between the poor of Kenya, majority poor of Kenya, and the very small and wealthy Kenyans? That's what we haven't heard from you.
The so-called, not all of them, but the majority of the so-called the wealthy Kenyans are actually criminals. They are actually custodians of unjustifiably earned wealth. If you pursue the Ndungu report, if you pursue the TJRC report, you will find the tracts of land they have is not ethnic land. It's land they acquired through privilege. Some of them acquire plots today, public plots, they sell to Asians and more recently now Chinese. They sell to them, and overnight they become paper millionaires. And they start telling people they are rich. This is because of the rampant corruption. So with an honest leadership of the country, then using the National Land Commission, people who have acquired property through unjustifiable means, if they are unable to explain how they acquired it, they'll be told, sorry, this is public property.
What you said
and in the process, you create room for the hoi polloi, the children of the poor, to also have a chance of breaking through. In the process, you expand the middle class. To succeed as an economy, you must target expansion of the middle class. Otherwise, the top-notch rich people do not help the country very much. It is the middle class, if it is spending, it spends more than one rich man being a billionaire up there and spends very little.
When James Orengo was the Minister for Land,
yes,
corruption was rampant there.
Yes.
And now he's supposed to be a reformer from the beginning.
Yes.
What do you say about that?
And he's with you.
Yes. I am with James Orengo. My position on the current standoff between Orengo and Ngilu is clear. It is backed by the documents that my whistleblowers at the Ministry of Lands have given me, a huge bundle showing what transactions were done during Orengo time and before and after. You might not love Orengo, but the truth is, irritant, if I may use Adwok's word, irritant as Orengo is, if he had stolen even 1/4 of a piece of land, he would be in jail now.
Okay,
just the system would be dying to have that opportunity.
Just to be clear, I did not call...
we didn't clear corruption there.
No, just to be clear, I did not call Mr. Orengo an irritant. I called you.
Oh, I see. I thought you said you were saying we irritants.
No. I said you, Bonny Khalwale, are an irritant.
We are not talking about the corruption. Yeah. He didn't stop it.
You see, the way government works, a minister reports to the appointing authority. So if the appointing authority is not averse to corruption, even if when the minister says, Your Excellency, this is wrong, he does nothing about it. In my bundle of documents, yes, I have a speech given by President Kibaki at Uhuru Park, responding to a declaration by Orengo, where Orengo had said that he was going to cancel title deeds. And Orengo went on and cancelled those title deeds. The president responded on a national day and told people that the sanctity of a title deed is bigger than the pronouncement by Orengo.
All right. Okay? And that's our final...
What else could Orengo have done?
And that's the final word there. Yeah. And so we end today's conversation there on land. Our thanks to today's guest, the Honorable Bonny Khalwale, Kakamega Senator and Chair of the Senate Committee on County Public Investments and Funds. Our thanks also to panelists, David Makali, political analyst, and Mutegin Jao, who's an editor here at Real Media Services. We thank you, too, for watching Cheche. We've been live on Citizen TV. My name is Udwa Kamimo. Do enjoy the rest of your week.